everybody. It's Gray Hernandez.
And it's Shane.
And this is the Brokers in Focus, and we are now on episode 3. So, Shane, tell me, what's been going on with you?
Well, I've just been trying to keep up in Sanford. We got a lot going on up there. We're surrounded by so many communities that influence what we have going on. There's a lot of growth in the area. We can talk about that as we go. What about down here?
So I just attended the State of the Community. That was last week. It's very refreshing to know that Fayetteville is growing. There's a lot of businesses coming. And I want to share that too, because I feel that this really impacts, the way we do business here. We're still short on housing, by the way. Yeah. Megan Gerber, the president of Longleaf Pine, actually spoke. And believe it or not, she said, as far as new construction from last year to this year, now here's the stats, okay? As far as new listings in 2023, for new construction was 79, and in 2024 is only 95. I mean, there's a little bit, but still not a lot. Condos, however, or townhomes and condos, new listings in 2023 was 61, and in 2024 there was only 39. I don't know. The thing is, I feel like because there's still so much land, how do you feel about, would there be a demand for condos? I don't know. Townhomes, definitely. I think there's shortage. If you guys look on the MLS and if you just search for townhomes, there's not a whole lot to choose from.
Well, Sanford itself, I actually was the on-site rep for the first townhome community that we had there. Mm-hmm. That was back in around like 2006 or so. Mm-hmm. It was very hard to get comps and things because we didn't have that. But once we got a few sales under, and right now they're still finishing out the last probably 12 units of that. But other than that, we still didn't have any more townhomes built after that. But right now, they're going up everywhere. Any place that there's something smaller than what you would consider for a neighborhood, they're putting up banks of townhomes. So it's becoming very common up there now.
Well, I think also because while people want to own their first home, but they don't necessarily want a big yard. I do get buyers, that are, they want their home. They don't want to live in a condo.
Right.
They don't want to live in an apartment, but they still want to be able to have something small, but they don't want to spend their weekends mowing yards. Yep. And I think that's where I think we need more townhomes in this area. Mm-hmm. I don't know. So anyway, and also here's another thing. There's a titanium plant that's coming in Fayetteville. Now it's saying that it's supposed to be offering about 300 jobs, starting is at 100,000 a year. Mm-hmm. So where are we going to put all these people? Right? I mean, you have all these people that are coming here. Where are we going to put them? We're not building fast enough.
Right.
So I don't know. That's going to be a challenge. Hopefully the city officials are going to do something about that. And another thing also that I thought that was really interesting, the residency and fellowship that's going to be, it says Cape Fear Valley Health. There's 377 residency and fellowship position by 2028. Now that's a big growth for us here in Fayetteville. And that does impact real estate because, again, where are we putting all these people that are going to be taking jobs here or studying here? Well, right. I mean, what's your take on that?
Well, yeah, I mean, they definitely need to, get in front of that with the new construction because the resales can't cover it.
No.
In Sanford right now, we're up 300% on new construction over like 2021, 22, because new construction was just non-existent at that time.
Yeah.
Right now, it's everywhere. All those roads that I've driven by my whole life, that was a farmer's field or just a vacant piece of land. Everywhere now is having a neighborhood built on it, townhomes built on it. You go out through the countryside, and instead of neighborhoods, every little piece of land that's between older homes, builders are buying these little pieces up and putting brand new homes on them. So, I just did like a inventory search the other day of Lee County, and if I look at just available and go, I don't put in anything. We're sitting at about 360 or so available properties. But then if I go over and click to take out new construction, then it drops down to like 140. So over half of the inventory right now in Sanford Lee County is new construction. So you can see we have the new construction up there. Builders are visiting the office. They're trying to get us to bring our clients out there.
We have new construction here too. We just don't have a whole lot like what we did back in 2018. They also showed the stats for the existing from last year, and check this out. So in 2023, existing homes, as far as new listings, last year we had 535. This year we only had 429, which is almost 20% less than what we had last year. I think a lot of that had to do also with interest rates, where people were buying up and they don't want to give up their interest rate,
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So the new titanium plant is coming in Hope Mills. There's also a new gas station called Wawa. It's coming. The new Filipino restaurant is also opening soon. It's called it's Cocina. Oh my God, I forgot the name of it.
Right.
I was just there. But they have really good Filipino food, and that one's also opening. I think the Korean hot pot is also coming by...
It still says coming soon.
Yeah, we have to. I've been wanting to try it. I've been wanting to try it. So with all these...
What I see from that is like the Filipino restaurant, that's locally owned.
Yeah.
And then you got something that's more chain, like the Korean hot pot place. But what you see, the theme of that is they all see that they're investing in the community because they see the potential, they see the growth, and gives them a reason to do business here.
Now, I don't know if you've been to Dirtbag Ales, but they've cleared out land also, and there's going to be restaurants that's coming there. Like they literally bulldozed. I'm not sure how many acres that was, but I was there over last Sunday, and they said there's going to be local restaurants that's going to be coming. So Grace Creek is also growing. The 295 is going to be completed, I think, between 2025 through 2026. So that really opens up Park 10 areas that were remote back then. If you lived in Grace Creek or Hope Mills area, it would now it takes 30 minutes to get anywhere, whether you're in Fayetteville, Hope Mills, Rayford, anywhere. But now that the 295 is getting ready to connect to the 95, that would cut your commute tremendously by, between 10 to 15 minutes. So Parkton areas that were remote back then are now going to have access to Jack Britt area groceries or back to Post, which, I get a lot of buyers too that they don't want to be in Fayetteville. They want to be somewhere where it's a little bit quiet, but they don't want to do the 30-minute commute because we don't really have a whole lot of freeways. What's going on in Sanford?
So, as I said, lots of new construction going up, but also like locally, just right there, one block over from my office off Still Street, there's a local couple that's opening October 1st, a new Thai restaurant. We've had that missing for about 10 to 15 years. We previously had a Thai restaurant that burned, and the landlord could not get the insurance and everything back in place to cover it. And so they left town. Something's going on with my voice. Hear that? So anyway.
Don't die on me.
So I just met the guy the other night and his wife. They're doing a great job over there, and October 1st, that'll be open. So anything from like local small businesses like that all the way up to over in our industrial park, things coming in, because we are centrally located between the Triangle and Fayetteville. So we got a lot of influence that comes in from that. But also one thing I want to talk about, we had I think the ribbon cutting on that or groundbreaking on that was the fall of this past year.
Are they going to send out like invitations or how?
On what?
On the ribbon cutting.
what I'm talking about right now has already happened.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, actually, not the ribbon. The ribbon cutting will be coming up. Sorry, but the groundbreaking. And our at that time mayor Chet Mann, he spearheaded this thing, but it was bringing a 125 acre sports complex to the Sanford area because we are centrally located geographically at the center of the state. But then we're also located in the center of up and down the East Coast.
Yeah.
And you have all of the areas around us who need to host their sporting events, and it just makes sense that Sanford be the central location that everybody can come to. So a couple things on that. The conceptual plan is 5 baseball fields arranged around a central hub with 725 parking spaces, 8 natural grass, and 2 synthetic rectangle fields with 975 parking spaces.
Wow.
Hotel, commercial building, playground, walking trails, roadside pavilion, horseshoe pits, disc golf, sand volleyball. That's just some of it. But so, those like soccer tournaments, baseball tournaments, all that will come right there. It's right off the bypass of Sanford. That, of course, with people coming there, brings the hotel, brings restaurants. So just that one 125 acre sports complex is going to bring a lot of business to Sanford.
So now, for the viewers that are looking to move to North Carolina, everyone knows Charlotte, everyone knows Raleigh. No one knows where Sanford is. Tell me, how far is Sanford to Raleigh, to Charlotte, and to Fayetteville?
So all of that, it depends on where you're going in those outside areas. So, there's one thing of making it to the county line, but then there's the other, 10, 15 minutes to get to where you want to go. But basically, Sanford has always hung its hat on we're 30 minutes from everything. So, we can be at RDU Airport in around like 40 minutes. So that puts you into Cary, Holly Springs, Apex, and somewhere in the like 20, 30 minute range. Fayetteville from my office to this office, with decent traffic, it takes me about 40 minutes.
Okay.
But of course, I'm hitting the, just coming into Fayetteville, 30 minutes. Chapel Hill, that's going to put you there about 30 minutes. Pittsburgh is about 15 minutes away. Southern Pines, Pinehurst, all of that's 30 minutes. So definitely you can hit. I don't know what you're laughing about.
I'm laughing because every time we go out of state for a conference and you leave your house from Sanford to RDU, and I always ask you, like, how long does it take you to get to the airport? You're like, oh, it's really easy. I'm already in here in 40 minutes. What about you? And I was like an hour and 10. But
yeah, I'm taking the exit for the airport, and she's just leaving her neighborhood.
Leaving my house.
So,
but I always make it on time.
Yeah, you do. But definitely, what that has always given us in the Sanford area is there's been more for us than just what we had in Sanford, because each area is very different. Whether you're going to Raleigh or Chapel Hill or Southern Pines, Pinehurst, or here to Fayetteville, it's all offers something very different. So it's always been a good spot.
So Sanford is north of Fayetteville.
Right.
Sometimes when I get clients that want to be in between Raleigh and Fayetteville that are in the military, they tend to stay within Sanford. Spring Lake is still a little closer to us.
So to kind of explain that a little bit to anybody that may not understand, there's a pretty big swath of Harnett County, which is just south of Sanford and north of this area, that some of our outer areas help kind of take care of that part of the county.
Yeah.
So Sanford, is actually Lee County Sanford, and then there's Harnett County Sanford.
And then
there's Moore County Cameron, and there's Harnett County Cameron.
Yeah.
And then you got Lillington that spreads over, and you also have Spring Lake.
Yeah.
So all those 4 areas kind of come together in Harnett. But I'll run into people all the time, just like maybe right here on Hay Street, that says, where are you from? And I'm like, Sanford. And they're like, I was just in Sanford yesterday. Like, where were you at? And they're like, man, at the Twisted Grape. I'm like, you got to come another 15 minutes to be to Sanford. That's actually like Spout Springs, hadn't been incorporated yet. But yeah, so there's a little confusing area right there of what Sanford really is. But
so with all these developments that's coming to Fayetteville, and I'm sure there's more that, we're not privy to know. I always say Fayetteville is a small, big town. if you're a business owner, this would be an opportunity for you to, if everything is, like bigger cities, you've got a lot more competition. We don't really have a lot of competition here. And if you have quality products or even quality food that you want to start here, there's a lot of money to be made here. We don't have a Korean hot pot. Well, I'm going to try the one that's going to open now. But other than that, there's another one, and that's it. There's only 2 in town. So there's what's that bakery in Cary?
Booker T.
Yes. So we don't have anything like that here. And I feel like that would do well here as well. If you don't know what it is, is it a Korean bakery? It's an Asian bakery.
I think I don't know if it's Vietnamese or if it's Korean or what it is, but it's definitely Asian kind of realm of things. But
so
these are very
pick out your pastries, you put on your tray, you pick it out, and it's in just this open, I don't know, what do you call that? Not container. What do you call that? This thing where they put all their breads.
Just like a display.
It's an open display, and you basically grab a tray and you put all your stuff in there, whatever you pick, and you go to the cash register and you check out.
Yeah.
And we don't have anything like that here. And sometimes I drive, you drive, and a couple of my friends, we drive over there.
So that's always been Sanford. We'd be sitting there and somebody would say, man, I'd love to have some of that right now. It's like,
nothing.
Because we can sit there in the chair for 30 minutes and get nowhere. Or we can hop in the car and we're there.
Yeah.
And we can get those things. But it would be nice to have right there downtown. We have like Sandra's Bakery, which is like, donuts and pastries and things, but it's not like that.
Yeah.
So there's definitely an absence of that in Sanford also.
What else? Also on Facebook, they do a lot of polls and, see what kind of restaurants would be good here. And the number one restaurant that I always see come up is the Cheesecake Factory. There's a big demand for the Cheesecake Factory here. Because how far is it from here to Raleigh? Well, from my house, probably an hour and a half. So from Sanford.
My closest one's about 45 or so. Because either that's going to be right there at Crabtree Mall, or I can shoot over to Streets of South Point in Durham.
Yeah.
That has one right there too.
Yeah. So there's demands for more business. We certainly don't have a lot. We're a small, big town. If you're a business owner, if you're thinking of venturing out to Fayetteville or Sanford, there's a lot of potential for growth here. As far as competition-wise, I don't really know who you compete with.
Right.
Yeah. I think, do you have anything else to talk about today?
I think that's it for today.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway, thanks for tuning in. And this episode is brought to you today by Lindello Mortgage and
ERA Strother Real Estate. So if you have any real estate needs, make sure you contact one of our outstanding agents here.
Bye.